a school district in Glendale, that's in California, not too far from here in Los Angeles, has hired a company to monitor the social media posts made by students. So that's right, Jimmy. This company will be monitoring 13,000 students at 8 middle and high schools. We're talking about their Twitter accounts, their Facebook accounts, I guess Snapchat and Grindr.
This doesn't offend me.
So you like this?
No, because and if you continue on the story, they're only reading what's public. So it's what's out there. It's what people are tweeting about. I mean, the kids that killed the Australian guy running, they now can go on that kid's Twitter account and he's talking about guns and they're bored and killing people. And so, I mean, you can gather a lot of information about what people do. That doesn't bother me. If kids are going to go out there and put shit out there on the internet and it's public and it's open, and a school can go, maybe I can stop a school shooting, or I can stop a kid that's being bullied that may be suicidal, and talking about it, because almost every child that we've seen that has killed themselves have posted, they do post these like, this is it, I just want to say goodbye to everybody, or whatever, and you might be able to save a child, and they said they have saved somebody from committing suicide. Right. And it doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
as long as they're not going into private accounts and doing all that stuff, but they say they're not, so.
Okay, so they say they're looking at the public stuff, and I'm with you on the sentiment of that they're going to try to stop kids from killing themselves, or they can watch out for bullying or that kind of stuff. But isn't this really just another layer of Big Brother watching you? And now it's becoming systemic to kids in middle school, so of course they're going to grow up and not care that the NSA is watching them and all that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It gets them used to the nanny state right away, the surveillance state. You're used to it. No matter what you do, the government knows somebody's watching you. And it's time right now, when we're cutting local school budgets and firing teachers, is there a better use of our resources than to hire some motherfuckers to spy on kids' Facebook page?
Right, and the school probably has no art or music left.
Come on, I'd rather spend $40,000 monitoring 13,000 students that way than having 10 teachers that have molested children that are still on payroll because of the damn union. So let's be real. I'm just saying, if you're talking about budgets and schools and good teachers, we can go a long way of that.
If the choice is molesters or this program, I'll take this program. But I don't think that's the choice.
But that doesn't not necessarily. All right, but let's look at some numbers related to teens and social media use. 91% of them post a photo of themselves somewhere on social media. 71% have their school name. This is probably on their Facebook page. 71% post the city or town where they live. 53% have their email address up there, and 20% post their cell phone number. I'm 99% sure that's all Facebook, and that was a Pew Center study. So already we're putting all this stuff out there. So that goes to the thing of, why do they have to hire a company to watch it, considering it's already all out there? You know what I mean?
Well, I think they're just taking their students and probably, they probably have keywords or things that stand out that they can quickly go through a program and pick out potential problems, versus just trying to click on 13,000 Facebook pages of their students. Do
you guys think there's some risk, though, in that kids just do and say stupid stuff? And when we did and said stupid stuff in junior high and in high school, that if it was off school grounds and you weren't punching a kid on school, you did it, and then it worked itself out. Sure, but now, if you're a kid and you post something stupid or some joke that doesn't quite make sense, the school's going to be all over you, and you're going to get...
It actually did happen. There was a girl who was... she tweeted something that the governor came to their high school, and she had tweeted something about how, he's a douchebag or something. And so the principal that girl got in trouble for tweeting something about the governor, which I think is unbelievable. This is the United States.
Wouldn't she get in trouble if the governor came to school and she stood up and said, "You're a douchebag" to his face? She probably would still get reprimanded.
But she didn't do that, though.
But she did do it on a public forum.
But so you can't write an article that's critical of the governor? Of course you can.
This is the interesting part. This is the interesting part.
So.
Is it different if you were, well, first off, I think you're allowed, legally you're allowed to call the governor a douchebag if you want, right?
But I think you still may get suspension, or you might get, time after class or something for you disrespecting a politician or somebody coming to your school. You'd be disruptive to class or whatever. You could potentially still get in trouble for that.
But the difference here is that in the old days, you might have watched the governor speak, and then you walk out of there and you say to your friends, "Oh, this guy's a douchebag."
Sure.
Now you tweet it, and now that's where the danger lies.
Now, and I will just say this is happening in Glendale, so where they're trying to monitor the social
Right.
media of the kids in Glendale. And if
I
you
bet
know
other school districts are doing it too.
Oh,
They just
I
may
mean,
not
this is
talk
just
about it.
started.
Glendale, see, it's not so bad because Glendale is full of Armenians and they're very shifty. So it's maybe not a bad idea.
Hey, our girl Anna Kasparian is right back
Case
there.
in point.
There you go.
Case in point.
You know, Anna, she's one of the good. She's part of that 5% you don't hear about. You know what I mean?
Exactly.